Adventure Racing!
G'day! Before you start, this video is a follow-up to my Beetle Adventure Racing video, so if you haven't already, go check that out. The link is in the description, and if I decide to put an end card, it'll be there too. HSV Adventure Racing is a pretty odd game. I don't know why this exists. The Beetle sold all right in Australia, so I don't even know why they chose for the Australian version to be the HSV for the car. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Now, playing this version of the game, like, it just gave me some freedom to mess around. This was supposed to be like a different video, but I decided to just play this game instead. So it gave me a lot of freedom just to mess around with the game, something I haven't been able to do in a very long time. Now, this game just feels a lot like a ROM hack. Not a lot has changed. The voice lines are different to sound like it was a native Australian. The classic new Beetle was changed to an HSV car, and it just feels really weird. And the game overall is really weird for me, but I did find more enjoyment just like treating this like a ROM hack. Now, for my run at Mount Mayhem, I really wanted to play around, and I set the camera mode to the grill, and I just held my face super close to my monitor so I'd get motion sickness. I thought it was like really interesting. I mean, this game is just really funny to play, and it just, different car model just completely messed with me. It was very odd. Now, when I first booted up the game, I did not expect the announcer to say "G'day," and it really caught me off guard. That was the last thing I expected. Also, when I first booted the game and got into a race, it crashed on me, probably because I had Unlock All turned on Project 64, and because I had Unlock All cheats on, the game was like, what the heck? What are you doing? Crash. It was just so strange. Like, this whole idea of reskinning the game to fit some other car that's like an Australian domestic market car. It's just strange to me. The Beetle sold all right in Australia. It sold like 19 million units. That's probably more cars than people there are in Australia, honestly. Hello, it's me, I'm back. This is actually filmed after the fact. So I was wrong with my idea of how the Beetle sold in Australia. It actually sold historically really poorly. Like, I'm just reading this article right now, and it's saying like, well, the Beetle only sold, guess the number, 799 models in 2013. Then in 2014, it was only 240 models. They were only able to sell 240 models of this nice car. And this is the new Beetle, not the new Beetle or not the classic Beetle. This is a new Beetle, new Beetle. I'm sorry. All right. Thankfully, also Audacity actually has just crashed. So thankfully, that had crashed right when I finished my sentence, so I didn't lose everything. And I'm also looking at the monitor where I'm looking to film this because I have several. I have like 10 different. You know what? Back to the video. I mean, I'll fact check that statement. It's probably not true. I mean, it's just weird because it's really it just feels like every other racing game now. Because before, the Beetle in the game made it have like that certain type of character, and this just doesn't have the same character anymore, and it's really weird. Now, besides the character of the game being lost, I do like these car models. They do look very nice, and it's a big improvement over the Beetle models. Now, but as I said, without the Beetle models, it just feels weird. But this game still plays like a really good arcade racer, and I still enjoy it. And it feels more like a normal game with these new models. I don't even really want to use the music for this video from the game, because I only associate that music with Beetle Adventure Racing. It just feels really weird. I mean, this video really has no other point than to talk about something I enjoy. And I do want to mention some of the music. I don't think I really talked much about the music in the Beetle Adventure Racing video. So remember, think of this as like kind of a part 2. Now, I remember when I was 16, I got my first car. I had burned a bunch of music to CD, and for some odd reason, I burned Coventry Cove and the Mount Mayhem tracks to CD, and I still have the disc with Coventry Cove, but I don't know where Mount Mayhem is. And I would drive around and play them like I was in a race or something. And I had this like cassette player. It was like, so I didn't understand how the like FM transmitters work that you plug into the cigarette lighter. So I bought this, like, the car had a cassette tape. So I plugged in there was this like Bluetooth cassette drive. It was so weird. I don't know why I bought this. I should have just bought what everyone else is telling me to buy. So, and it would get stuck inside the cassette player almost every day. So I'd take a screwdriver and pivot it out and just destroy it. The thing was completely wrecked by the time I was done with it. It was so weird. And if the car was warm, so the tape deck would eject only if the car was like super cold. or just turned it on. But if it was at all warm, that thing was not coming out. So it was just, oh my goodness, that car was a mess. And then speaking of the car also being warm, it would, if you drive for about 0.8 of a mile, it would overheat. So it was just enough to get to school. There was multiple days where the car would be literally smoking while driving, which I do have a video of, and it would be playing on the screen. I remember one time I went to get gasoline, since I had to fill up the car like every 2 months, since I would only have to drive like a mile a day. So I usually never had to fill up my gas. So I opened up the gas store, and the gas cap's missing. I'm like, oh shit. That's what I was saying. I was like, oh my god, no. So I just bought one. So I texted my mom. I was like, hey, I need to order a new one on Amazon. So I just kind of ignore it, and I go to fill up, and I take out my bank card, and well, my bank card's gone. I was like, oh my god, I'm done. I lost my gas cap and my bank card last night. I don't know what happened. I still have no idea what happened. No one ever used that card. It was probably, I hadn't used my card for like 2 months before that. So that thing was gone for at least 2 months, at most 2 months. So, I mean, I checked my bank and no one had used anything. So, I mean, I guess it was fine. I disabled it, as I should. Now, I didn't even have that car for an entire year because it just completely started falling apart come winter time. And it's a shame since I really did like that car, and the all-wheel drive on it, it was amazing. Now, this car was actually the one featured in FW9. It was a Subaru Outback. But back to HSV Adventure Racing. Now, HSV Adventure Racing is a very odd game. This is just a reskin of Beetle Adventure Racing. I do enjoy it a lot still. It feels a lot faster. But there's no way to switch to miles per hour. But the police Beetle's going around 180 miles per hour, I think. I honestly forget how fast it was in Beetle Adventure Racing. But, I mean, 300 kilometers an hour, it's around 180. So, you know what I'm saying. Now, overall, both these games are great. The HSV was a really nice way to relax and play one of my favorite games in a much different way. I'd recommend it to all of you just to play around with. It's really worth it. That said, I'll see you guys next week with the Sonic 3 Knuckles review. Hope you guys enjoyed this this Beetle Adventure Racing bonus video, and I'll see you then. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share this video on Twitter. X. I don't know. Just share it around. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. You know what I mean. Have a nice day.